has a 5-year plan.
What is it? Don't die?
Peekaboo. Here's your boy Shackhouse here. Sorry, I've been neglecting on my duties to get to y'all, alright? Just some little things I had to take care of over the weekend and whatnot that prevented me from getting this video to you on time. Yeah, what's it called? What you just saw? Yeah, Big Daddy. Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. But check this out. It's funny that it's an oldie but goodie because that's how this episode of The Boys starts out with. The episode is titled Glorious 5-Year Plan. And it starts off with the ubiquitous Soldier Boy. Yeah, we ain't talking about that dude that had that, what's it called, that Superman, the song from over a decade ago. Fuck that nigga. I ain't talking about him. Nah, we talking about Soldier Boy, the super from the TV series The Boys. Yeah. Oldie but goodie because the episode begins with a flashback of Soldier Boy on that old music variety show, what's it called, Solid Gold. You know, that joint that was like Soul Train and American Bandstand. Yeah. It's an old 80s episode where he's doing a rap, and Soldier Boy got bars on him, dude. Yeah, he's doing a rap just like the 86 Chicago Bears after they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's a flashback complete with how like with the VHS framework in it, with the distortion and the press play and whatnot. Yeah, it's old school. It's like a flashback to Mother's Milk, to Eminem's childhood, when him and his family, when he was a kid, when he was watching it and was jamming out to it. It's in stark contrast to what we know happened, that Soldier Boy killed his family later on. Okay, what also happens? Yeah, the Butcher, yeah, Billy Butcher, the Butcher coming, nigga. Yeah, he threatens Huey Campbell. He threatens Huey if he reveals to the others that he's been taking Compound V24. Right, after Huey stumbled onto him just juicing up on it in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Stan Edgar, he makes an impromptu visit to Victoria Newman, the congresswoman. He makes an impromptu visit to her house, right? And he reveals his plan to keep Homelander under control after the last episode where Homelander just went off about everything and cursed on national television, basically said, "I am special. You guys are not the real heroes." He's coming into his real self, I'll give him that, but he's a teenager from hell version of Superman, so it's not going to go well if you just let him have his way. Yeah, Stan tries to assure Victoria Newman that he's got Homelander under control, but she's unsure about that. And Homelander, he's on VNN, the VOT the VOT news network. Yeah, they're the satirical version of CNN, talking to Cameron Camelot, I forget the guy's name. Yeah, their version of Sean Hannity, I guess. Yeah, they're talking to him, and like, what's it called? Homelander is talking shit about how the media's got them under control and whatnot. Has everybody? He's talking propaganda nonsense. Anyway, the next scene is the Butcher and Frenchie. They go to the back of some Russian grocery store where they see Nina, who we saw in the past few episodes, right? Oh yeah, by the way. If you don't want no spoilers about this, which I already gave like minutes back, here's a radical outside the box idea. Look away. All right? It's been 72 hours since the Boys episode aired, so it ain't my fault if you ain't caught up to it, dude. Anyway, yeah, the Butcher and Frenchie, they're in the back of the Russian grocery store to see Nina, right? And the Butcher, he offers her money for the weapon that he's been looking for to kill Homelander, right? But she wants more than just money. And the Butcher, he flirtatiously negotiates with her. It looks like they kind of like each other. Meanwhile, as we know from the American Hero reality show, Starlight and the Homelander, they're now an item, at least on screen. And the hashtag Homelight is trending. So Huey and Starlight, they discuss his latest development as Homelander actually walks in. And ever the unhinged, pretentious, nice guy asshole that he is. He even signs Huey's cast. Remember when he had Kamiko break his arm a few episodes back? Yeah, Homelander signs it facetiously and gets in Huey's face, trying to test him, asking if Starlight's a good fuck, and Huey is clearly steaming. He's fuming, right? But what's it called? Starlight threatens his approval rating, threatens Homelander's approval rating if he doesn't back the fuck off. Yeah. A-Train, the speedster, he's not taken seriously about wanting to take down racist criminals, specifically the Blue Hawk, The Blue Hawk, the guy who's been over patrolling black neighborhoods over in Jersey. Yeah, A-Train's not taken seriously about that. All he gets from Ashley, the Vought publicist, is a bunch of woke comments. Yeah, like my friend David, he calls it performative wokeness. This bitch up here talking about, I have nothing but black screens on my Instagram page. I support BLM. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's like damn near every fake white girl I see on IG or Facebook that does that dumb shit. And I had to get rid of them. What's it called? Then the A-Train, he then shoots what appears to be a Black Lives Matter commercial, but nah, it's really just a plug for his energy drink. Really good way to bait and switch. Huey, he calls up Victoria to let her know that he's going to be out of office for a few days, to which she accepts. He's going to be out of office because the boys are going to Russia. They're going to Russia on a private jet. Frenchie's not happy about it, and Butcher tries to cheer him up, talking about, oh, it's like Entourage, mate. To which Frenchie quips, Entourage is meant for the stupid and the damned. I'm like, well, you're right, Frenchie, you're right, but only if you caught Entourage in the last 3 seasons, 6 through 8. Them shits were garbage. And Queen Maeve, yeah, the redhead Irish Wonder Woman parody of the Seven. Yeah, she's at her apartment or her penthouse or whatever, training. And when Starlight meets up with her, Starlight goes there to ask her about the BCL red weapon, and Maeve tells her all about it. Tells her that she put the Butcher and the rest down the rabbit hole to look for it. And she's training because she wants a clean shot to kill Homelander when the time comes. But she's resigned. She's resigned to whether Homelander kills her or not. It's like as long as she gets to take him down, she's good. But Starlight thinks they need to bring in more superheroes in order to do that. Arriving in Russia, Huey finds on social media that even in Russia that he's being clowned over the whole #homelight relationship. Yeah, Nina, she lets him know the lab's location of where to find Soldier Boy or the weapon or whatever the fuck they're looking for in Russia, right? But she wants the Butcher to do a mission for her, right? She wants him to infiltrate a local Russian oligarch, a guy who likes these young Russian hookers and regularly abuses them. She wants one of them to go in that mansion, the oligarch's mansion, and kill the Russian. So the Butcher, he puts Kimiko up to the task. Meanwhile, back home, Starlight, she convinces her former boyfriend, Supersonic, with that boy band song playing in the background and shit. She convinces him to help her against Homelander, to which he readily agrees. And then meanwhile, cut to the first meeting of the Seven. The Homelander, he welcomes Supersonic by giving him tacos for lunch, and then promptly dismisses everybody out the room. And he even speaks Spanish to Supersonic, even though a motherfucker can't even speak the language, barely. Yeah, the A-Train, he prolongs the meeting much to Homelander's annoyance, talking about how Blue Hawk is over patrolling black neighborhoods, but the Deep, being the ever the kiss ass that he is, he points out that those neighborhoods, they don't matter to their demographic figures, to which Homelander surprisingly agrees. Homelander, he then dismisses everybody and learns from Ashley about the press conference that Victoria Newman's going to call about what Homelander did on on national television the other night. On the previous episode, not the other night. Meanwhile, the Deep and an A-Train, they have a fight right outside of the Seven's office. In which A-Train, he gets insult of the year. He says, you look like Ashton Kutcher fucked a clownfish. Yeah, he manages to knock down A-Train and walks away with Homelander. And Supersonic helps up A-Train, gets him in the elevator, and manages to convince him to join him and Starlight's coup against Homelander. Meanwhile, back in Russia, Eminem, Mother's Milk, he calls out the Butcher for his cold asshole behavior as of late, with what he did with Homelander's son, Ryan, in a few episodes back, and how he was treating Kimiko in this episode when he wanted her to kill that Russian. To which the Butcher reveals that the reason why he met Eminem back when they were in the force or whatever is because he had the kind of leadership skills so that if the Butcher ever went off the deep end or got killed, Eminem will be there to take his spot, to hold the team together. So if I go completely asshole, he'll be there to take my spot, mate. A New Zealand actor talking with a heavy Cockney accent. I love it. Back at the mansion, and this is the best scene in the whole episode, yo. This is the best scene in the whole friggin' episode. Kamiko, she comes out in a silvery, glittery dress. She's looking fine. Karen Fukuhara looking so fine in this dress. And she's got the heels on. She's very clumsy. Her first step in them, she breaks them. And they got Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison playing in the background. She gets in the mansion, and we see teenage hookers half naked, snorting coke. And then the target that she's supposed to kill reveals his contraband. Yeah, his sex toys, these dildos, all of them based on the seven, right? They got the Deep Flounder Pounder and the Homelander's Star Spangled Banger, for example. All contraband, he says. Kamiko, she kills a guy with one of them, ironically through the back of his head, so it comes out right through the mouth, as opposed to the front. And then she weaponizes all these sex toys, kills all them niggas up in there, dude. All the security guards up in there. But she gets shot in the head by one of the girls, right? And when she wakes up, she realized that they're more afraid of her than they were of the Russian, much to her consternation. Meanwhile, it's press conference time. At the press conference, we expect Victoria Newman to come out to chastise Homelander and fine him for his language, but nah, she flips the script. Instead of calling out Homelander, she says that he gave her proof of crimes committed by Stan Edgar and Vought, right? And to which Stan Edgar, who's present at the press conference, he's arrested. And back at the Vought headquarters, Homelander, he tells the others that he's the one that's behind Victoria's face turn. Yeah. And that Cameron Coleman, right? Cameron Coleman, yeah, he makes a reappearance too. He was in the episode earlier when he interviewed Homelander. Now he's revealed to be Ashley, the publicist, Ashley's bitch. Yeah, she was fucking the director of Dawn of the Seven, as revealed in the first episode of this season. Now it's revealed that she's fucking Cameron Camelot in some sadomasochistic activity with the same 7 branded dildos that we saw in Russia. Meanwhile, Kamiko and Frenchie, they get back to the boys' lair and provide proof that they accomplished their mission. So when they're alone, they decide they want to break away from the boys and go off on their own way once they're done with this mission. Back at Victoria's house, Homelander is there, and it's revealed that she did what she did under the threat of blackmail. But Homelander also revealed a file to her that Stan was keeping on her as well, too. And she also got what appeared to be Compound V24 that she administers to her daughter, Zoe. And before Homelander leaves, he thanks her for choosing her own kind. Like Homelander actually gives a fuck about other soups. Get the fuck out of here. And when Victoria administers Compound V to her daughter, it looks painful. It's going up her spine. So it's like, okay, you just turn your daughter into a soup. But what kind of soup? Soup that kills you, I hope, after what you did, because you should have gave your daughter a choice. The choice that you didn't have. Speaking of doses, the Butcher is giving himself a dose of Compound V24 in a Russian bathroom when Huey walks in. Huey now reveals that he wants to take it, because he reveals his anger, like being bullied when he was growing up, and how the Homelander gave him some of the same earlier in the episode, and how Starlight had to come and defend him for the second time. He doesn't want that no more. He wants to defend himself. So what's it called? The Butcher is naturally hesitant, so he flat out tells him, Meanwhile, back at the Vought headquarters, Homelander thinks he's victorious over Stan Edgar, right? Who's now on temporary leave. But Stan, he stands his ground. He's still not intimidated by Homelander. He praises Victoria for doing what he taught her to do, playing both sides of the fence. And I think there's something going on there. Yeah, there's some big plan going on there to undermine Homelander, make him feel comfortable so that he can be taken down more easily. That's what I think this is. He throws a pot shot at Homelander before he leaves, though, which does get Homelander unsettled. Says the world is going to see him for what he is now, a bad product. Back in Russia, the boys, they find the lab, and what they find in there is a hamster with superpowers, a hamster named Jamie, right? And when the firefight happens, when the Russian guards come in there and the firefight happens, Jamie, he's a big help. The hamster can levitate himself and project himself at the guards and just start eating on their throats and shit. And the Butcher, during the battle, he runs out of ammo, so it's time. He uses his powers and shows him, just like Benny the Butcher coming, nigga! Yeah, he reveals his powers to everybody, much to their surprise. And so does Huey. All at once, he reveals he's got invisibility, super speed, and super strength. And save Mother Milk's life in the process. And all Eminem can say is, your dick is showing. Yeah, the group is more pissed off and disappointed at Huey, but he's too drunk on his newfound power to even notice. Yeah, so Eminem wants to get this Rocky IV shit over with. Which is funny because the actor who plays him on his Instagram feed says that Rocky IV is one of his favorite films. One of mine too. I hope you never saw the director's cut of Rocky IV. That shit was hot garbage. Meanwhile, they find a capsule, right? And what they find in there is Soldier Boy. We finally see him in the present day. Soldier Boy, who's been in suspended animation for God knows how long, with a big-ass beard and an oxygen mask looking like Grizzly Adams, right? Meanwhile, he lets out a pyrotechnic blast that, Kamiko pushes Frenchie out the way, and Kamiko takes the blast herself. But it takes her out, along with her healing power. While Soldier Boy walks off, and Butcher notes, the Russians must have did something to him, because this isn't the Soldier Boy that was in the files that I remember. Meanwhile, they're in the van trying to rush Kamiko to a hospital, but it appears that she's dead, and Eminem is pissed at the Butcher. For the final scene at a Homelight press conference, Homelander, he says, you want to see me fly Starlight? He flies her up to a building, right, to show her the best view of the city. And by best view, he means a lasered up, now deceased supersonic. Yeah, you can't. These soups, they're like we own. They're like the cops in the recently ended HBO series We Own This City. Yeah, they will all snitch on each other if it works to their benefit. And who was the snitch that revealed that supersonic was part of the plan? A-Train. Yeah, of course, A-Train's been getting cut on by Homelander a lot lately. He thinks this is going to save his ass. Think this is going to keep Homelander from joning on him for his rubber legs and becoming fat from all the food he's eating? Nah. Homelander will still find ways to fuck with you after this, dude. And Homelander threatens Starlight into being his girlfriend, on camera and off, saying, if you don't do what I say, there's going to be Huey next. Yeah, they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to beat Homelander, or rather, get him under control again. And Stan Edgar, he's got a plan with Victoria Newman. Yeah, like he said, he taught her to play both sides of the fence. Yeah, so him being all surprised and shit at the press conference, it was all part of their plan. Just like the head-popping scene from the penultimate episode of Season 2 during the courthouse. When Victoria Newman, she was the one that was popping people's heads like scanners, and we know who it was. And then the next episode, she tried to say, Vought is behind this. They tried to cover themselves in order to make themselves look sympathetic. Of course they do. You up until now, you're one of Vought's agents in Congress. Yeah, we'll see how the next episode goes, though. Yeah, my apologies for the lateness again. Yeah, we're gonna check out Miss Marvel as well too. People say it sucks right now, but it's only one episode in. Give it a chance, and also keep watching Obi-Wan. I'm only watching for Vader personally. Yeah, that's what I got for right now. But tune in this Friday, not next week. I'm gonna actually have an episode this Friday for my recap of The Boys, episode number 5. So check in. That's what I got, and have a good rest of the week. 1.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack, house. Yes!
Yeah.